Do not do these 7 things with your head if you don't want destiny manipulations and the spiritual problems. Don't do these 7 actions with your head. It destroys your destiny and brings spiritual problem. Avoid doing these 7 actions with your head because it will hijack your destiny, destroy it, introduce spiritual problem, nullify your star and your glory. By God's grace, in today's video, I wish to share with you 7 things that you must not do with your head. Reason is this: fish begin to rot from the head. The head is the center of equator of your life because every information and every other parts of the body are connected to the head and brain. It is your brain that will tell your hand now, pick this thing. Your brain that will communicate to your ear, listen, somebody is talking to you. It is your brain that will also communicate to you that you need your leg to go to a certain place. Head is very, very important. And the easiest way the enemy will always destroy one's destiny is through the head. And that is why you have to understand that there are certain things you must never do with your head because it will be tantamount to destiny irrecoverable. If you only follow me to the end of today's video, I will share that amazing information. But before then, please give this video a like so that YouTube algorithm will shift it to other people that need it. That's so may God bless you. Welcome back to Jenny Action TV. In this particular channel, I discuss 3 important variables which actually help safety and spirituality. In this channel, we pray strategic prayers, we read the word of God in our heart, we believe in balance. That is why we do spiritual work. So if this is the very first time you're finding yourself in this beautiful family, you are highly welcome. Please kindly hit the red subscribe button and the bell notification starts to always get my next upload. For my returning subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you for always stopping by. So without wasting time, let's dive in. Before we go ahead, remember that Awaken My Spirituality Global Academy is having their lectures currently, and it will be good if you enroll because we just started. And you also have to understand that spiritual rules the physical, and that we use Telegram for our lectures, which enables you to see all the old charts before the present one whenever you join. And it will be awesome if you join because you will be able to get access to wide range of knowledge and information, because information is power. You can never rise above the information at your disposal so as to begin to operate in a higher dimension, possess your position, and be able to actualize destiny, and above all, have a working document to you can actually hand over to your present and unborn generation so that they too will not make this same mistake we are making presently, in order to be able to operate in a higher realm, because all of us want our children to be greater than us, and the best thing you can actually give them is knowledge, because knowledge is a power. That's why we actually send them to school. And you know, Bible says that by the hand of prophet, God delivered the children of Israel. By the hand of prophet, took them to their promised land. And remember that the summary of our school is simply School of Prophets, where we are taught prophetic direction and apostolic ministrations that can actually help us to overcome all the hurdles that the enemy is planning. And above all, it is an opportunity to enroll in the army of God, because actually the ministry God gave me is to go into the world and raise apostolic and prophetic generation, and that will help you to become part and parcel of what God is doing in this end time. So that having been said, let's get into the video. Now, one of the things you must not do with your head, whether you like it or yes, head is very, very important. That's why when a child is born like this, here is always very soft, because any spirit that will possess the child is from there. And whenever somebody dies, the person lives from this head, and the one way or the other, the brain stops functioning, and that will lead to every other part of the body to become numb and stop working. This is why it is very, very important to know that spiritually there are actions and inaction that can destroy your head, render you useless and physically impotent, you spiritually impotent and unable to achieve destiny. One is avoid getting any form of tattoos or piercings on your head, because it will be considered a form of self-mutilation and may attract negative energies. If you are someone that like tattoos, you like different types of piercing, like I see some celebrities have become their bed, a kind of right to begin to do certain tattoos in the body. Please don't do it on your head. Don't pierce any part of this head. It is not the best for you because it is going to damage your destiny and introduce negative energies to you, especially the ones that parents give their children. They call it tribal marks. Some of those marks are not done ordinary. Some a kind of spiritual persons are brought to do it and introduce these children to certain spiritual entities that will start controlling their life, and in the long run they will start having problem, and this is where people's destiny are manipulated. So if you are such that have it, you continue praying that God will disconnect you from whatever spiritual impartation you have, but don't allow your children to do it, or don't do it upon your children, because you know that Leviticus 19 verse 28 says, you shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor take any marks upon you. I am the Lord. So if God says you should not take any marks upon you, doing any form of tattoo or piercing in your head region and round and its environs is unacceptable. So that is number one. Number two is what I call unholy touch. Unholy touch. Be cautious of people who will just unnecessarily and carelessly start touching your head without your consent. Take it or leave it. Hey, hey, everybody is followed by forces, and the enemy is desperately wicked and have agents here and there. Imagine somebody enters into the office and then want to do one or two things. He suddenly come to you, and the first place he learn to touch is your head. Even if you plaited a very beautiful hair and are trying to admire it, the person can admire it from the far without actually touching you. So try to dodge your head from being unnecessarily touched, because the intention might not be pure. You may not know who have pure intention and who does not have, because your head is a sacred part of your body, and you know that that sacred part of your body have problem, your entire being will have problem. That is why even in the church, it's man who touches your head. If you don't trust and understand the particular man of God and his ways, if he calls out a call and he leads to touching of hair, don't submit your head. Some of you, the challenges, the problem you are having today is when that man laid hand on you. Are you aware that some of you, by the virtue of what you carry, you are even greater than the man that you are going to lay hand on you, and that man might be struggling with many things, might be eating in the dream, still a kind of having fun in the dream, having certain struggles and challenges that he's covering up. Immediately he lays hand on you, he transfers those spirits, and you begin to experience the struggles of those men. Remember that the Bible says in book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 22, say, lay hands suddenly on no man, neither be part of their sins. Keep thyself pure. You wouldn't know somebody that jumped from bed of fornication or bed of adultery and rushed to church in the name of a man of God, because a lot is going on, and carry hand that lay on you. That will may be the day you will start having problem. So don't allow anyone to lay hand on you. If you want to lay hand, if you want hand to be laid, lay it by yourself. You can carry your right middle finger, lay it on your head, and begin to pray and bless yourself. It's powerful. Your right middle finger is like an extension of the hand of God. It's just like God praying for it, because we are God indeed. All of us are children of Most High. That is the essence of the energy breathed in us at the Garden of Eden. Part of God is in us. If you want hand laying, lay it yourself. So that is number two. Number three is negative energy transfer. Avoid allowing others to transfer negative energies to your head through their actions, like rubbing, patting your head. They can be patting it at the back, because it leads to spiritual contamination. And again, avoid transference of the negative energy by the words you hear. Believe me, every part you see opening in this body, in your head, is all part of portals where messages are passed through. Whatever you look through your eyes, whatever you talk with your mouth, whatever that enters into your kind of ears, whatever you perceive with your nose, and whatever the pulse of your face absorb, is a serious energy that can actually destroy or make you. Some people have entered into the sin of immorality just because they were looking at that girl that is a kind of that dress nude, dress naked, or they have been watching pornography, or they have been where some filthy talks are being discussed, and they have been perceiving certain unusual odor, and it has now made them to sin or commit one atrocity or the other. Whenever you are in places where things that doesn't have eternal value, that does not glorify God, are being discussed, are happening, withdraw yourself from there, because whatever information you filter through any part of this your head, using your ear, eyes, mouth, nose, will simply goes to your subconscious. Before you know it, it becomes your reality. You will notice that you have used your head to destroy yourself. So abstain from all appearances of evil, as First Thessalonians 5 verse 22 says. So even if it is not pure evil, but it look like evil, please run away. Number 4 is unholy haircuts. Are you aware that everything is energy, everything is vibration? Be mindful of the intentions of the haircut you do, or even the type of hair you are making. Avoid haircut from individuals with negative and malicious intentions. You know very well that that man or that woman that is operating salon, operating haircut, is questionable. You don't really understand how he behaves. You are seeing him with all sorts of atrocious lifestyle. You still go and submit your hair for the person to cut you. As they are already shaving that hair, they are transferring negative energy. So you have to be careful. Bible say be sober, be vigilant. Your adversary, the devil, goeth about looking for who to devour. So mind the type of hairstyle as well as the type of haircut you do, because it can be target to negative entities coming to attack you. By the way, if you are watching my video on ways by which spiritual spouse affect and possess their victims, you know that when it is late in the night from 6 p.m. downwards and you are going about with your head uncovered, that is the easiest thing that can attract a kind of spiritual spouse to marry you. So in order to preserve yourself from unnecessary attacks and being possessed by evil spirits, mind who cuts your hair. I made video about haircut, about even making hair. I told you even the story of somebody, spirit has been plaiting hair they didn't know, until one day carried a mirror, which is one of the things that is forbidding, that the mirror should not be used if that particular lady is plaiting you, and everything was exposed. You can shake through my videos by just going to YouTube search button and type Jenny Action TV/hair. You get series of videos I've made about hair. You know why it is important that you mind where you cut your hair or where you make it. Again is head bindings and covering. Avoid using head bindings or covering that may restrict your spiritual growth and attract negative energies. Because believe me, freedom is not free enough. It's not every type of hair bindings that you can use, because there are certain things that are like identification. For example, black barret. You know that black barret are always associated with some a kind of occult, some cult, especially if you are a student in higher institution. Black beret is associated with some confraternities. You will notice that you can wear it without having any bad intention, but yet when people see you, especially in school, they begin to associate you with that. You might use it to get attack from a kind of a rival cult. So all things are lawful and not all things are expedient. Just mind the things that you wear on your head, so that you will not use your hand to submit yourself to spiritual attack or physical attack by what we are hearing. Because for freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm therefore, and do not submit again to the yoke of slavery, according to Galatians 5 verse 1. There are certain things you will tie on this your head right now. It becomes yoke of slavery. It's as if you are a kind of a part of a one occultic group or the other, while you may not be. And from there, you start getting unnecessary attacks that you are not supposed to get. Again, is be conscious and be mindful of information that you filter in your head, you filter in your brain, you sit and be thinking. Abstain yourself from thinking negative thoughts, fear thoughts, negative thoughts, thoughts of humiliation, thoughts of shame, reproach. Always be having positive thought, thought of honor, greatness, and not thought of the things I cannot do it, I cannot make it, things are hard, I don't know what brought me even in this country, I am frustrated, I am tired, I'm tired of this one, I want to commit suicide. Stop yourself from thinking suicidal thoughts, because when you are doing that, you are allowing your subconscious to build certain degree of energy that can become your reality. So guard your mind with all diligence. Your mind is located in your brain, and they filter whatever thought that goes in there, so that you not use your hand to destroy your destiny. One lady came for consultation, and small thing we say you want to commit suicide. So the last time she wrote for me, I didn't even reply her. She should have gone ahead and commit suicide. Suicide is simply temporary solution to a permanent problem. Committing suicide have not solved your problem. So don't allow enemy to filter suicidal thought in your head, no matter how intense that problem is, because even amidst of that problem, the solution is there. God might just be giving you exam to write for you to be promoted to another level. So don't use your hand to destroy your destiny by the thought that you filter there, because that thought might be your undoing. Remember, the Bible said in 1 Corinthians 15:33, be not deceived, God is not mocked. Evil communication corrupt good manner. When you start communicating evil things inside your head, it will change your good character, your good manner. You will start portraying certain emotions that was not associated with you before. And again, avoid spiritual head manipulation. Prevent others from manipulating your head spiritually, such as hypnotism, mind control, and all forms of spiritual manipulation. Don't give anybody chance to do that to you, because believe me, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of sound mind, according to 2 Timothy 1:7. When others are doing certain actions and inactions around you to make you begin to think negatively, withdraw yourself from such scenario. Like one of the channel members, I'm just making this reference to teach us something, shared a concern to me how a particular lady had become a pain in the flesh, to the extent that the very day of her own birthday, though she didn't come to work, this particular lady now decided to celebrate her late husband's birthday, which may not be the truth that the husband is born that day, come to her own table, leaving her own and others, and be using it to be a table where she would distribute that thing. And then they have exchanged gift before in the office. The gift this lady gave was the gift used by late husband. They are doing it like a more of a friendly thing, and she discovered it, and with a lot of other scenario. What that person is doing is to mess your head, that even if he's not having any other power behind it, your head will begin to think some negative thought of death. Why is he doing something about death with me? Before you know it, he will end up snapping your life from you, because you begin to nurse the emotions that will later become your reality. From such, turn away. When somebody starts messing up like that, rebuke that person sharply and disconnect from that person. Refuse to think such thoughts. Instead, carry your Bible and begin to read. Begin to thank God, because you are alive. You can never be associated with death. That whosoever that like death, celebrating death, will die. You begin to return it back to the person. Use your words to build your emotions, to build your spirit, to meditate on only positive things, meditate about life and good things, and you see all those gimmicks that that person is doing back to that particular person. So other practical illustrations that I can actually do to help you is set boundaries with others regarding their physical contact with your head. Don't allow anybody to touch your head anywhere, anyhow. Anybody that try to, give that person serious warning that there are certain limits that you will never tolerate. Please, if you are talking and don't ever come close and touch my head. Like that same person like reported that immediately she came back to work the next day, the lady intentionally started asking, when is your birthday, safe? when he has finished doing what he did the yesterday that was her birthday. And I asked her, she now even answered her. And I say, you shouldn't have answered her. You should have asked her, why are you asking? You use question to return it, and from there divert the person's attention from what nonsense. Make the person to be conscious that you also know what he's up to, and that person will disappear from you. So you have to set boundary, mind the things you allow in your head, and the things you will agree that you will never do with this your head, no matter what happens. Like people that kind of do movies and all that, maybe because of the movie you are doing, you will be required maybe to do one tattoo on your head, and then do some one piercing or the other. My dear, you have to set boundary and tell them, no matter what it costs, I will not do this. This is one of the things. Just like Daniel proposed in his heart that he will never defile himself with a portion of king's meal and meat, he stood out. Likewise, you can determine that these are certain limits. I will never go with my hair. No head. Number 2 is pray and fast. Regularly pray and fast to maintain your spiritual purity and protection, so that even spiritually you become unmanipulatable. Again, employ certain spiritual protection, such as anointing your head with oil. And the one way or the other, some of this spiritual cleansing and bath we do in this channel. Like I used to tell you, that spirituality does not respect that you plait hair, your hair is beautiful, you cannot pour water. Most of this cleansing you do without pouring water on your head is incomplete. So from time to time, do your spiritual cleansing up to your head. From time to time, get coconut water, get the water, because it is a mystery how nobody understand how water in coconut. Use it to wash only your head, declaring that every negative impartation, evil manipulations, occultic manipulation, attacks on your head is removed. Whatever that have manipulated your destiny, you are restoring it back. Especially when you unconsciously and unknowingly allow certain activities on your head. Maybe you went to church and suddenly the pastor is laying hand, and there is no way you would have dodged, and your hand, the hand was laid. Once you feel any form of strange, carry coconut water, open it from your third eye, get from the third eye, and use the water to wash your head. Throw away that coconut. By God's grace, whatever evil impartation that has been done on that head, we leave it immediately. And again, always seek for spiritual guidance. Whenever something is going wrong, you notice you cannot control your emotions anymore. There are certain things that is going on in your head that is making you spiritually impure and lack of protection. You may need to connect with somebody greater than you. You may need a personal consultation in order to realign your destiny. I'm sure that some people that ran mad today did not wake up and ran mad like that. It started from one step to the other, and they couldn't decode it, or the people around them couldn't decode it, and it ended up like that. So whenever you are feeling that suicidal thought, maybe because of what you are going through, please try to reach out to a spiritual person to help you out, and you will be better. The last but not the least is practice self-awareness. Cultivate self-awareness to recognize and resist negative energy and intentions. In other words, use your hand to study. Study. Bible said in 2 Timothy 2 verse 15, study to show yourself approved unto God, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of the truth. So you have to, by yourself, study about your head, what you can do to protect your mental well-being and possess your possession. So if you're not subscribed to be part of this family, what are you waiting for? Kindly smash that red subscribe button and the bell notification stars to always get my next upload. Comment on this video, share it widely to everyone. I shall be helping a lot of people as you do so. May God bless you. So with this, I say enjoy your day. Bye-bye.